All right, sushi lovers, get ready, because today we are going to be diving into the world of sushi.
And sushi.
And I have to admit something.
What's that?
While I love to order sushi and eat it,
Yeah.
the thought of actually making it at home myself has always felt a little
A little what?
ambitious.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit outside my comfort zone.
Right.
But you know what we do here on this deep dive? We're going to break down those kitchen barriers. And today, we are going to be talking all about sushi.
It is funny how that happens, though, isn't it?
What's that?
That sushi has become so popular,
Yeah.
but so many people still see it as this, like, culinary Everest. You know, like...
It's true.
Only the most...
Intimidating and even attempted.
Yes, exactly. And our deep dive today is all about showing you just how achievable homemade sushi can be.
Yes.
And we have got a guide right here that is going to take you from nervous newbie to confident sushi chef.
I love that.
First things first, get ready to ditch that takeout menu because we are tackling some myths right off the bat.
Yeah.
Oh, the myths. Okay.
Like sushi being all about raw fish.
Oh, yeah, the biggest one. I think everything sushi equals raw fish, but that's not really true.
Not at all, because as it turns out, the real heart and soul of sushi is actually the rice.
It's true, and this guide that we're looking at dives deep into that.
Okay.
They say it straight up.
Okay.
Perfectly seasoned sushi rice.
Yeah.
That's the foundation of good sushi.
Okay, so ingredients I can get behind.
Yeah.
But what makes this ratio so special?
Whoa.
Is it some ancient Japanese secret passed down through generations of sushi masters?
You know, there's definitely a traditional aspect to it, but there's a good dose of science at play here too.
Right.
You see that specific blend of vinegar and sugar and salt?
Yeah.
It doesn't just add flavor, which is obviously important,
right,
but actually changes the structure of the rice.
Oh.
The vinegar breaks down the starch, which gives you that characteristically firm yet slightly sticky texture. And the sugar. That's not just for a hint of sweetness.
Okay.
It also helps to create that beautiful glossy sheen that makes sushi so visually appealing.
So we're talking flavor and texture and appearance.
Exactly.
This rice is working overtime.
It's a triple threat.
I love it.
And on top of that, the guide even has this great tip about rinsing the rice thoroughly before cooking.
Okay, rinsing rice seems simple enough, but why is that a game changer?
Okay, because no one wants gummy sushi rice.
It's true.
Right.
Nobody wants that.
Rinsing it gets rid of that excess starch, which can make the rice clumpy and gluey.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So this way it's light and fluffy and separate exactly what you need for crafting those perfect rolls.
All right, so we've got our perfectly seasoned, not too sticky rice ready to go.
Okay.
What's next on our sushi making journey?
What's next?
Let's talk about some rolls we can actually handle.
Okay.
You know, for us beginners.
For us mere mortals.
Exactly.
Okay, well, let's start with a classic that's both delicious and approachable.
Okay.
The California roll.
Oh, I love a California roll.
Yeah, don't let its simplicity fool you.
Okay.
It's a fantastic intro to the art of rolling.
Okay.
And before you even ask, no raw fish here.
Music to my ears.
I knew you'd like that.
Yes. So what does our guide say about conquering this California classic?
All right, so they lay it all out step by step. You got your cooked crab meat or imitation crab, if you prefer.
Right.
Some avocado slices.
Okay.
Nice, cool cucumber.
It does sound like a picnic in a roll.
Exactly. It's all about that fresh, satisfying crunch.
Yes.
And now the guide also introduces a technique here that might seem a little unorthodox.
Oh, really?
But it's a total game changer for beginners.
Okay.
They recommend using plastic wrap on your bamboo rolling mat.
Wait, plastic wrap on the bamboo mat. Tell me more about this sushi magic.
So it's all about keeping things clean and preventing any sticking.
Oh, okay.
The plastic wrap basically creates a barrier so your rice doesn't glue itself to the mat.
Smart.
And it makes that rolling process so much smoother.
Yeah.
You get a perfectly formed roll on the first try.
I love that. Especially as someone who's prone to making a little bit of a mess in the kitchen, I can get behind that.
Let's clean up too.
Exactly. And any other California roll wisdom that they draw.
One key tip is to not overstuff your roll.
Okay.
I know.
It's tempting.
It's so tempting to pile on the goodies.
Oh, those fillings.
But trust me, a little restraint goes a long way.
Yeah.
An overstuffed roll is just a recipe for disaster.
Okay, so less is more when it comes to filling those rolls.
Exactly.
Now I'm feeling braver. What about those of us ready to dip our toes into the world of raw fish?
Ah, so you're ready for the spicy tuna roll challenge.
Let's do it.
All right, and you're in luck because this guide gives a fantastic breakdown of this sushi bar favorite.
Hit me with those spicy details.
Okay, so first and foremost, let's talk tuna.
Okay.
This guide is very clear when it comes to raw fish. You have to use sushi-grade tuna.
Okay. That sounds serious.
No exceptions.
Okay, so why is sushi-grade tuna so important?
It's about safety first. Sushi-grade tuna has been flash frozen
Okay.
to a very specific temperature that kills any parasites that could be harmful if you eat them raw.
That makes sense.
Regular tuna from the grocery store hasn't gone through that process,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not safe to eat it raw.
So we're talking peace of mind and deliciousness.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. But what about the spicy tuna roll?
Oh, yes.
I'm ready for that flavor explosion.
Get ready, because this guide gives you a classic recipe for that signature spicy mayo.
Okay.
Sriracha.
Love it.
Japanese mayo and a touch of sesame oil.
Ooh.
For that, like, muddy depth.
Okay.
And I say, don't forget a little sprinkle of chopped green onions.
Yes.
For a bit of freshness.
Ooh, I love that little, like, fresh bite.
Exactly. It cuts through the richness.
Okay, so that's the spicy tuna lovers taken care of.
Right.
But what about the veggie enthusiasts out there?
Well, don't worry.
Okay, good.
We've got you covered.
All right.
Our trusty guide has a delicious vegetarian sushi roll in here, and it's not just an afterthought. This is a star in its own right.
I like it.
And, you know, one thing that caught my eye was their technique for the asparagus.
Oh, okay.
They suggest blanching it
Okay.
for just a minute before you roll it up.
Interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
I imagine it helps keep the asparagus, like, vibrant green.
Exactly.
Are there any other benefits to it?
You nailed it. Blanching the asparagus not only preserves that beautiful bright green color,
Okay.
but it also gives it that perfect texture.
Okay.
Tender, but with like a little bit of a crunch.
Nice. So it's not mushy.
Exactly. And what I love is they're like, you know, get creative with your veggie combination.
Oh, fun.
Roasted red peppers,
Okay.
spinach, even
Yeah.
sweet potato.
Oh.
It's all fair game.
I love that. So we've got our spicy tuna roll, we got our veggie rolls.
Right.
But before we get lost in all the deliciousness,
Yes.
this guide has like a whole section of tips and tricks
Yeah,
that we need to dig into.
They're good.
Okay.
Trust me, these aren't like your average, you know, run-of-the-mill sushi tips.
No.
These are like insider secrets.
Ooh.
They can really take your sushi from homemade to restaurant-worthy.
All right, you caught my attention. Spill the sushi secrets.
Okay, so one that really stood out to me was they really emphasize using a sharp knife.
Okay.
And not just any sharp knife. They recommend a long, thin blade specifically designed for sushi.
Okay.
It's all about those clean, precise cuts.
Yeah, that makes sense because I have definitely like butchered my fair share of rolls with a dull knife.
Oh, yeah.
But why is the clean cut so important?
Well, it's about the aesthetics,
Right.
but also the structure.
Okay.
Like a clean cut makes sure that your ingredients stay put.
Right.
You don't want your avocado or cucumber peeking out from a ragged cut.
Presentation is everything.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, they also mention this technique.
Okay.
It's simple, but it's brilliant.
Okay.
Wiping your knife with a damp towel between each cut.
You know, that's one I've heard before, but I've never like actually understood why. Is it just to keep things from getting messy?
So cleanliness is part of it, right. But that damp towel actually serves a much more important purpose.
What's that?
It prevents the rice from sticking to your knife,
Oh.
which, as you can imagine, makes a mess.
Right.
At least uneven slices.
So it's all about those like pristine slices.
Exactly. Every detail matters.
I like it.
My biggest takeaway, though,
Okay.
don't overfill your rolls.
That's so tempting.
It is so tempting to pile it on.
I know.
But I'm telling you, just a little restraint will save you a lot of frustration.
Right.
And probably sushi explosion.
Well, nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
So after reading this guide, I'm actually feeling a surge of sushi confidence.
Yes.
It doesn't feel so intimidating anymore.
That's the beauty of knowledge.
Yeah.
It takes away the fear and it empowers you to experiment.
I love that. And speaking of experimenting, do you have any final thoughts for our listeners?
Don't be afraid to get creative.
Okay.
You've learned the techniques.
Right.
You got the flavor profiles down.
Yes.
Now it's time to go beyond these recipes and create your own signature sushi rolls.
I love it. So there you have it, sushi lovers.
There you have it.
From perfectly seasoned rice to rolling techniques and even a little flavor inspiration, consider yourselves armed and ready to conquer the art of sushi.
You got this.
Until next time, happy rolling.